Welcome back to your Flame Fundamentals training. Now, before you get started creating your own project, let's take a look at an example so that you can start getting used to the Flame environments. Now, each Flame project contains a database known as the workspace. This holds everything you do within your project, and we'll be talking a lot more about this later in the series. For now, all you need to know is whichever environment you are working in will interact with different parts of the project's workspace. So first off, you have 6 working environments: MediaHub, Conform, Timeline, Effects, Batch, and Tools. You can switch between them using the tabs at the bottom of the screen or using a variety of keyboard shortcuts. One big point I'd like to make is that Flame's interface has been designed to take on the everyday tasks as well as complex tasks you may encounter. And for that reason, you don't work in these environments in a straight line from left to right. You simply choose the environment which is necessary to get the job done. The first environment you are most likely to visit is the MediaHub. This is where you typically perform all your media management tasks. Everything from media importing and media exporting to project sharing and archiving. The second environment is dedicated to timeline conforming. So if you were rebuilding an edit from another editorial application, you would load in the timeline, search for the media, and relink the media to the structure of the edit. There are plenty of tools for simple as well as challenging conforms. And if you are dealing with multiple timelines and multiple versions of those timelines, which does happen in various production pipelines, you also have access to the Flame's connected conform workflow to link everything together. The third environment is the timeline for all your editorial tasks. Here you will find the familiar timeline representation and editing tools, which will allow you to create as well as refine any of your cuts. This also includes applying transitions and effects to the edit, and there are simplified controls to adjust the various properties without the need of an advanced editor. The effects environment is another representation of the current timeline, and this gives you a comprehensive grading workflow to meet all your look development and color correction needs. Everything from primary grading to multiple secondaries to get exactly the look you want. The effects environment is also the main editor for any other timeline transition and effects tools, giving you access to the huge range of creative functionality while you work directly within your edit. The batch environment enables you to perform node-based compositing as a separate task within your project. So you can do tiny touch-ups or massive graphics and 3D compositions without the need for setting up a timeline. So you can separate your editorial from your VFX work if necessary, but they can also work together with a variety of Flame workflows. You can even perform node-based compositing directly in the timeline as a batch effects if you prefer to keep everything together. All of this will be covered later in the series. Finally, you have the tools environment, where you can perform a few creative and technical tasks as a singular function. Simply load your clip, pick your tool, and create a result. This is done without the need for the timeline or the node flow graph. So those are the environments you'll be working with in Flame. Let's move on to the next video, where you'll learn about the behaviors of the interface and how to control them. Please like and subscribe to the Flame Learning channel for future videos, and thanks for watching.